So now that we've identified that life is programmed into seasons in which growth occurs, the next question on our minds would be, how do we identify these seasons, right? Going back to the experience of my baby, I observed that usually when she moved, when she crawled, when she stood, when she tried to walk, there was always a stimulus. And this stimulus was something in her mind that she wanted to do. It was her desires. And so she would see something, she'd want to reach it, she'd want to get it, and this would prompt her to move to where that thing was. Now, the funny thing about this experience is that it was not a one-day experience. So I remember clearly that I would always see her stretching herself, trying to get something on the table. And obviously, she wasn't tall enough, she wasn't firm on the ground enough, and usually she would fall back. Or if she won't hold the table for support, she usually would not be able to reach it. And I joked with this whole thing of she can't get it. But the day she pulled my phone from the table, like she pulled the phone and smashed it, that was the day I knew that, okay, she has gotten it. And so what am I sharing here in essence? If you observe that scripture we read, right, it says, God has made everything beautiful in His time, but He has set the word in their hearts. What does it mean? It means He has given us desires. This word, desires in this word, right, that will move us into growth seasons if we allow it. That's the clause. It has to be something, first of all, you identify, and it's something that you are willing to pursue. Like in the case of my daughter, there are times when obviously she would be moving around, just strolling around, and let's say she spends with someone, I would take it from her and she would not mind. And if you observe, that experience could just keep her in that place, sitting or crawling or lying, whatever. She wouldn't mind, but there are times when she really wants something, like she will move for it. She will give it whatever it takes. And in the process of exercising her muscles, she's already getting to that next developmental milestone where she can stand without falling, where she can walk and take some steps without falling back. And so it's always tied to your desires. It's already in your heart. I remember my husband saying this to young persons when he talks to them. He says something that we are not usually without direction. We are just not paying attention to ourselves. Because if you do, you will figure out that there are so many things God has put in you, right? Including your desires. And the funny thing, this is what makes us unique as individuals and what makes us different from one another. Yet, we kind of make the mistake of comparing ourselves, which the Bible calls foolishness, right? Because no two persons are literally the same. Like, no matter how much they grow up together, let's say they're even twins, they share the same everything in the womb, those two people inherently will have different desires. And it is by design. It is what God has given to us to help us move into seasons He has programmed for us, and to also help us become those persons, that end result you're looking for, right? And it also goes to tell you that sometimes when someone does not have a desire for something, then it's probably a pointer to the fact that it's not for them, right? I don't want to go deep into this, but this whole experience of Demi Baby Care, being on YouTube, creating videos and all that, started with a simple desire for me. It was a season of my life that I came into. I just had a child, right? And I had a career on the side. I was going to work. But in that experience, I realized that this is not really what I want in terms of availability. I really wanted to be available for my daughter. I wanted to be a part of her growth experience. I didn't want the crutch to be the one that literally knew more about her than myself, because that was what I was doing at the time. And so when I had the opportunity, I stopped. I just decided to be a stay-home mom. That was what the decision came down to for me. And I can tell you that all of this came out from just that less than 1 year experience of just watching her grow, being there, just being at home, just literally experiencing life with this child. Nothing complicated, right? Taking care of her and then observing the tides in terms of, okay, I was going to be a stay-home mom, yes, but what was I going to do on the side? For me, it had to be a business I could do from home, right? And so just moving in that direction, trying, not even really knowing how exactly or what would be the outcome of it. The goal for me was to be a stay-home mom, and as long as I was doing that, I was comfortable with whatever else I decided to do at home. And just moving in that season, right? Responding to that desire. Now we're here, and I'm growing in this season. I'm doing things I've never done before, like video content creation. And so it goes to say that really God has already put desires in our heart. For some other person, there are some persons that may literally never desire to be a stay-home mom. And well, sometimes desires are also shaped by influences in society. But then there are desires that people usually have. It was not someone that told me. I literally just did not want the experience I was having. I wanted something else, and it was not an easy decision to make because I had something going, right? And it was a source of concern. At least so many persons their concerns and the rest, but I'm happy I took my chance. I'm really happy. I would just literally say this has been the best season of my life so far because it has really been revealing, it has been teaching, it has been instructing, and out of the abundance of all I've learned is what I'm sharing now, right? So pay attention to the desires of your heart.